The zipper slid up my back and the consultant fluffed the skirt. I stepped onto the little round pedestal under the bright fitting room lights. My dress was simple satin, smooth and soft, with a clean neckline and small buttons down the back. I felt like myself. Not a princess. Not a movie star. Just me in white. Then Marina walked in. My future mother-in-law stared at me, eyes sharp. She folded her arms and said, loud enough for everyone in the shop to hear, "This isn't bridal enough. You look like you're going to a work dinner." The room went silent. The consultant froze, her smile fading. Another bride in the corner glanced over, then looked away fast. Leo, my fiancé, stood by the mirror pretending to scroll his phone, jaw tight but saying nothing. My cheeks burned. I tried to keep my chin up. Marina clicked her tongue. "Don't worry, we can fix this disaster." She snapped her fingers at the consultant. "Show her some real wedding dresses. Ball gowns. Lace. Sparkle." As I stepped down from the pedestal, I heard her lean toward Leo and whisper, "We'll handle the photographer so these pictures don't look cheap." My stomach dropped like a stone. On the drive home, the city lights blurred past my window as I stared out, blinking hard. My hands twisted in my lap, still feeling the smooth fabric of the dress I had loved 10 minutes ago. In my head, every little jab Marina had ever made lined up in a row. "Are you sure you can handle being a wife? Some girls just aren't bridal material. Leo's used to a certain standard." Each comment had felt small at the time, like a pinprick. Now they all hurt at once. Leo drove with one hand on the wheel, one elbow on the window. "Look," he said, "Mom just has strong opinions. She's old-fashioned." I swallowed. "She insulted me in front of strangers." He sighed. "Babe, maybe you should pick something more princessy. You know how she gets. Why not keep the peace?" My chest tightened. "So I should change my dress for her?" He shifted, eyes on the road. "It's just one thing. Anyway, Mom already called a photographer she knows. He'll make everything look better." Everything, I thought, except how I feel right now. We met the photographer Ari over a video call a few days later. I sat at our small dining table, laptop open, my notes ready. I wanted warm, relaxed photos, real smiles, real moments. Before I could say much, Marina joined the call from her living room, framed by gold curtains. "Ari," she said brightly. So happy Leo's mother could join. She didn't say my name. Every time I mentioned candid shots, us laughing, my dad seeing me in my dress, Marina cut in. "We'll need plenty of traditional posed photos," she interrupted. "Full length of the dress, the bouquet, the ceremony. Classic beauty, not this casual nonsense." She leaned closer to her camera. "And of course, a large portrait of a proud mother and her handsome son for the album cover." She laughed like it was a joke. It didn't sound like one. Ari nodded politely and took notes. When the call ended, his email popped up on Leo's phone a few minutes later. Later, when Leo showed me the contract, my eyebrows shot up. The email only went to him and Marina. My name wasn't there. "Why am I not copied?" I asked. Leo shrugged. "Mom's paying. It's just easier this way." "Easier for who?" An hour later, my phone buzzed with a group text. Marina had created a new chat with me and Leo. "Marina, since I'm covering most of the costs, I'll be handling all visual decisions, smiling face with smiling eyes colors, decor, photo concepts, all of that." Another message followed before I could respond. "Marina, we all want this to look classy, especially with that dress." I stared at the screen. My throat felt tight. I typed, "I'd like to be included in decisions. It's my wedding too." Then I deleted it. Then typed it again. My thumb hovered over send. Leo walked into the room and saw my face. Please, he said, can we not start a war over emails? A war. I repeated. I just want my own wedding pictures to include me. He rubbed his forehead. Mom's trying to help. You know she has good taste. I thought about the way she had talked over me during the call. The way I disappeared from the contract. Instead of arguing, I put my phone down. The screen lit up again. Marina, don't worry, dear. We'll make sure you look your best. For some reason, that made me feel worse. The hair and makeup trial was supposed to be my safe space. Just me, the stylist, soft music, and a chance to feel beautiful. I sat in the salon chair while the artist, Lena, curled a small section of my hair. Show me your inspo again, she asked, smiling. I held up a picture of a bride with loose waves and light makeup. I like simple, I said. I still want to look like myself. The door chimed. I didn't turn around at first. Then I heard her voice. Of course you picked that, Marina said. She strutted in, holding her purse like a shield. I was in the area, she added, which was a lie. This salon was 30 minutes from her house. Lena tried a soft style with my hair down. Too plain, Marina announced. She looks like she's going to the office. When we tried a minimal glowing makeup look, Marina shook her head. Too washed out. She needs contour, lashes, highlight, everything. It's her wedding, not a job interview. She kept shoving her phone in Lena's face. See? That's a bride. Big hair. Strong makeup. Drama. I gripped the chair arms. I felt like I was vanishing in my own reflection. As Marina left, she leaned close to Lena and whispered, "Send all the photos to me for approval, okay?" Later, Lena privately messaged me, "I'm really sorry." She asked again after you went to the bathroom. I said I'd only send them to you. Something in my chest started to harden. The next day, I texted Ari and asked if we could grab coffee, just the two of us. I said I wanted to finalize ideas. I didn't tell Marina. We met at a small cafe near my job. He set his camera bag down and opened his laptop. So, he said, what kind of shots do you really want? I felt relief. Natural ones, I said. The real moments. My dad seeing me. Kids dancing. Not just stiff poses. He shifted awkwardly. I should tell you, your mother-in-law already sent me a very detailed list. My stomach clenched. Can I see it? He turned the screen toward me. Rows of bullet points filled the email. Solo portrait of mother of the groom in white or champagne. Multiple full-body shots of Leo and Marina. Please avoid unflattering angles of the bride. Her dress is very simple, so try to downplay it. Crop tighter on her face if the dress looks cheap in certain lighting. My hands began to shake. At the bottom she had written, "You'll mostly coordinate with me, since the bride doesn't understand elegance." I swallowed hard. Can you forward me everything she sent? I asked quietly. Ari nodded. Of course, he said. You're the bride. You should see it all. I walked home with his email burning in my pocket like a live coal. That night, I sat alone on the couch with my laptop glowing in the dark. Leo was in the bedroom playing a game with his headphones on. I opened Ari's forwarded thread. Marina's words hit me like slaps. The dress looks cheap and boring. She doesn't understand elegance. I'm worried she'll ruin the photos. My fingers tightened around the edge of the computer. Then I saw Leo's name. One reply. Leo, she's just stubborn, Mom, but you're right about the dress. My breath caught. I reread that line at least 5 times. Maybe 10. Was he really agreeing with her? After telling me he liked my dress? My eyes stung. I scrolled further and saw more. Marina talking about fixing my hair and makeup choices. Marina asking Ari to prioritize family photos that show our side at our best. No mention of my parents. I closed my eyes and listened to the muffled sound of Leo's game in the bedroom. It felt like it was coming from another planet. I stared at the email again and whispered, "Is this how you both really see me? As a problem to hide." My wedding day suddenly felt very far away. In the morning, my head throbbed from not sleeping. Leo poured cereal in the kitchen, acting like it was any other day. I set my phone on the table between us. "I saw the emails," I said. He frowned. "What emails?" "The ones with Ari," I said. "Where your mom calls my dress cheap. Where you agree with her." His face reddened. "You asked him to forward those?" "Yes," I said. My voice shook, but I held his gaze. He sighed and pushed the cereal bowl away. "It was just venting," he said. "You're taking it too seriously." "She's planning my photos without me." "She's paying," he said. "And yeah, she's harsh sometimes, but it's because she cares about how things look." I took a breath. This is my wedding, Leo. Not hers. I'm not a mannequin for her to style. He frowned deeper. "If you keep fighting her on everything, you're going to make this wedding miserable for everyone. Can't you just change the dress? Pick something more bridal so she calms down." Something inside me finally snapped. "I'm not changing my dress for your mother," I said quietly. "And I'm not changing myself either." His silence felt colder than any insult. At my final fitting, I decided. I was keeping my dress. The satin slipped over my shoulders like a promise. The mirror showed a woman who looked simple, steady, and sure. My best friend Tasha sat on the little couch, grinning. "You look stunning," she said. "Like you." Her words felt like a hand on my back, holding me upright. We stepped out of the fitting room to schedule pickup. That's when the bell on the door chimed. Marina swept in, carrying a long garment bag over her arm and a smile that made my skin crawl. "Oh good, you're here," she said, ignoring Tasha's raised eyebrow. "I found the perfect dress." "For you?" I asked. "For you," she said sweetly. "Just try it on. You'll regret it forever if you don't." The consultant looked confused. Tasha's jaw tightened. "I already have my dress," I replied. Marina tilted her head. "Humor me. It's your wedding. You should at least see your options." She left the garment bag hanging on a hook and air-kissed my cheek. "You'll thank me later." As she walked out, Tasha muttered, "I doubt that." My heart beat faster. I suddenly really wanted to see what was inside that bag. Back at my apartment, Tasha and I hung the garment bag on my closet door. The zipper felt heavier than it should. "Ready?" she asked. "Not really," I said, but I pulled it down anyway. The zipper hissed open, and I froze. Inside was a giant ball gown. Layers of tulle exploded out, thick with lace and glitter. The bodice was crusted with crystals that caught the light like a disco ball. It was the opposite of everything I liked. Loud, busy, heavy. "That's a lot," Tasha said. I lifted the tag. The size was 2 numbers larger than mine. "It's not even my size," I whispered. Tasha's eyes narrowed. "So why buy it?" I imagined Marina at the shop, smiling at herself in the mirror. I imagined her saying she wanted to match the bride's aesthetic. A sick thought slid into place. What if this wasn't for me at all? I said slowly. What if she planned to wear it? A white dress. At my wedding. Tasha winced. "She doesn't just want to control your wedding," she said. "She wants to be the bride." I stared at the sparkly monster on my door and felt a steady anger settle into my bones. The next morning, I called the bridal shop. My hands trembled as I held the phone. "Hi, this is Nina," I said. "I have a question about a dress someone brought me." The consultant remembered me right away. Her voice was kind, but I could hear a little tension under it. I described the gown Marina had given me. There was a tiny pause. "Yes," she said quietly. "Your future mother-in-law came in alone last week. She asked for white dresses suitable for the mother of the groom." "Did you tell her that mothers usually don't wear white?" I asked. "We tried," she said. "We showed her champagne, silver, navy. She insisted. She said she wanted to match the bride's aesthetic in the photos." I thanked her and hung up, my heart pounding. This wasn't just about taste anymore. This was about control. About taking center stage. I looked at my own dress bag in the corner. Then at the ridiculous ball gown on my door. If Marina was teaming up with Leo and trying to rewrite my wedding bit by bit, then I needed to stop standing alone. "I can't do this by myself," I whispered. "If she has a team, then I need one too." That evening, my small kitchen turned into a war room. Tasha sat at one end of the table. My cousin Jide and my younger sister Zara squeezed into the other side, phones out, eyes sharp. I spread out printed screenshots of the emails from Ari, the group texts, and pictures of the ball gown. My hands shook as I talked, but the more I explained, the angrier their faces became. "She called your dress cheap?" Zara said, slamming her palm on the table. "Who does that?" Jide shook his head. "And Leo just let her?" I swallowed. "He says he's stuck in the middle." "No," Tasha said firmly. "He's picking a side. He's just pretending he's not." We spent an hour reading every message. They pointed out patterns I hadn't fully seen. The way Marina always said "we" when she meant "I", the way she cut me out of anything she could control. "So," Jide said, leaning back, "we stopped playing defense. We came up with a quiet plan. No screaming, no public drama. Just clear boundaries and paper trails. Step 1. Reclaim the photographer." I opened my messages and typed, "Hi Ari, I'd like to update the contract. From now on, please copy me on all decisions. I'll also be handling payment changes." My thumb hovered, then I hit send. My team nodded like I'd just taken the first move in a long game of chess. The next day, Ari replied, "Absolutely. You're the bride. Honestly, I'm relieved to work with you directly." I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. We set up another call. This time, Marina was not invited. On the call, I sat straighter. "I want to be clear about a few things," I said. "Go ahead," Ari replied. "No one wears white or anything close to it except me," I said. "No solo bridal-style photos of anyone else, including in champagne. No editing my dress to look less simple." He nodded, taking notes. "And only I and Leo get to approve edits," I added. "Not his mother. Not anyone else." He looked almost relieved. "Thank you," he said. "To be honest, she's been intense." I hesitated. "She's overstepping," I said quietly. "I know she's your client too, but I need you to respect that I am your actual bride." "I get it," he said. "I'm on your side." Just when I started to relax, he frowned. "There's one more recent email from her," he said. "You're not copied on it. I think you should see it." My stomach flipped. "Forward it to me," I said. As soon as the call ended, I refreshed my inbox and waited. The new email was worse. Marina had written, "Hi Ari, please make sure I get backup copies of all raw images. If the bride gets emotional and makes bad decisions about the album, I'll hire my own editor to fix things. I want to protect the memories. Protect the memories. From me. She added, some angles make her dress look even cheaper. Don't send those to her. We'll decide what's best. My anger didn't feel hot anymore. It felt cold and sharp, like ice in my veins. This wasn't just about style or taste. She wanted to own my memories. My face. My dress. My day. I stared at the screen until the letters blurred. Then, slowly, everything in my head lined up. If I screamed, she would cry and call me dramatic. If I stayed silent, she would keep going. So I needed something different. Not just defense. A mirror. Something that would show her and everyone else exactly what she had done in her own words. I closed my laptop and whispered, Fine, Marina. You want to write the story? Then we'll let everyone read it. That night, I sat with the contract and a red pen. The numbers at the bottom were high, but so was my tolerance. I'd hit my limit. I emailed Ari, please update the contract. Only the bride and groom have rights to approve, edit, and receive raw images. Remove all clauses about third-party access. He replied quickly, done. There will be an additional fee since someone else was originally paying, but I can send you a new invoice. I stared at the amount. It would hurt, but not more than letting Marina erase me. I paid it. When Leo found out, he was furious. You embarrassed my mom, he said. She was proud to pay for the photographer. I didn't embarrass her, I said calmly. She did that herself when she tried to cut me out. He paced the room. If she finds out you changed the contract and paid behind her back, she'll lose it. I met his eyes. Then she should have been more careful with her emails. I will not give her the power to rewrite my wedding. He rubbed his face. I don't even recognize you right now. Maybe that's the problem, I said quietly. You don't see me until I finally fight back. As the wedding crept closer, Marina seemed to sense something slipping out of her hands. She grabbed tighter. The planner emailed me a final seating chart that I hadn't approved. My parents had been moved to a side table while Marina's cousins filled the front row. I politely wrote back with the version I had sent weeks before and CC'd everyone. Fixed. Then I found out she had invited 3 extra relatives I'd never met, plus a neighbor from her gym, all with +1s. I called the venue to confirm our cap and had them send a firm message. No more guests. Later, I logged into the music folder and saw our entrance song replaced with a traditional march Marina liked. I switched it back and sent our DJ a new password, asking him to only take instructions from me and Leo. Each time, I documented everything. Screenshots. Emails. Dates. Feels like you're building a case, Tasha joked one night. I am, I said. Not in court. In reality. If she cries later, I want proof that I didn't imagine any of this. Instead of dreaming about my wedding day, I was defending it. Still under the anger, something else was forming, a clear, solid picture of who I was, and what I would and wouldn't accept anymore. 2 days before the wedding, the sky outside our apartment was gray and heavy. It matched my mood. Sit down, I told Leo. My voice was calm, but my hands were cold. He sat on the couch, confused. I placed my laptop on the coffee table and opened the folder I'd made, wedding receipts. One by one, I showed him. Marina's emails to Ari. Her dress shopping. The seating chart changes. The extra guests. The music swap. His own message calling me stubborn and agreeing that my dress looked cheap. At first, he tried to brush it off. She didn't mean it like that. She's stressed. You're reading too much into it. Stop, I said. He fell silent. I cannot marry you, I said slowly, if you keep choosing silence over my dignity. This isn't just about her. It's about you letting her treat me like this. He stared at the screen again. This time, he really read the words. Ungrateful. Plain. Not photogenic. Might ruin the aesthetic. His shoulders sagged. His face shifted from defensive to ashamed. I didn't know it was this bad, he whispered. I nodded. Now you do. What you do next tells me everything I need to know. The next afternoon, Leo went to Marina's house. I stayed home, my stomach tied in knots. He came back hours later, looking drained. How did it go? I asked. He sank into a chair. I told her you were hurt, he said. I told her some of the things she said were out of line. Some. Not all. And she cried, he said. She said she was only trying to help and that you've turned me against my own mother. I pressed my lips together. Did you show her the emails? He looked away. No. I summarized. I didn't want to blow up the whole wedding. So he had softened everything. Again. That night, my phone buzzed. Marina. Hi dear. I'm so sorry if anything I said came out wrong. I just want the best for you and my son. I'm so excited to see the photos of my beautiful daughter-in-law. 2 hearts. The message looked sweet, but the timing told the truth. She wasn't sorry for what she had done. She was sorry she might face consequences. I stared at the heart emoji and thought, you still don't get it. But soon she would. The morning of the wedding, the world felt strangely still. My bridesmaids filled the bridal suite with soft chatter and the sound of hairspray. My dress hung by the window, glowing in the light. I stepped into it slowly, feeling the satin slide over my skin. Lena pinned my hair in soft waves and kept my makeup simple like we'd planned. When I looked in the mirror, my heart steadied. This is you, Tasha said behind me. Exactly you. A knock sounded on the door. Ari stepped in with his camera slung over his shoulder and a clipboard in his hand. Final shot list, he said, smiling. He showed me the paper. At the top, in bold letters, it said, Primary client, bride, Nina. Underneath were the boundaries we'd agreed on. No one in white but me. No outside edits. Only us approving the album. I signed at the bottom with a firm hand. As he tucked the clipboard away, I reached into my bag and pulled out a folded sheet of paper. It was a printed copy of Marina's worst email. There's one more thing, I said quietly. At the right moment, I need you to show this to her. On your screen. No explanations. Just let her read it. He raised his eyebrows, then nodded. Got it. An hour before the ceremony, the bridesmaids and I were fixing last details when the door opened again. Marina swept in like she owned the room. She wore a floor-length gown that shimmered under the lights. For a second, my brain refused to process what I was seeing. The dress was a pale, almost white champagne. Lace, beads, a fitted bodice. It looked very close to a wedding dress. The room fell silent. Oh, she said, pretending surprise. Did no one tell me this was too light? It's just champagne, not white. Tasha's jaw tightened. Zara stared. My heart pounded, but my voice came out calm. It's your choice what you wear, I said. Just remember this will be documented forever in the photos and video. She gave me a little smirk, as if I'd just admitted defeat. Good, she said. Then everyone will see how beautiful our family looked. Right then, Ari knocked and stepped inside, camera in hand. Mrs. Silva, he said politely. Before we start, there's something I think you should see. He held out his tablet to her, the screen lit. She frowned and took it, glancing down. I watched her face as her eyes moved over her own words. At first, Marina looked confused. Her eyes darted from line to line. Then I saw it, the exact moment she realized what she was reading. Her mouth fell slightly open. The color drained from her cheeks beneath her perfect makeup. On the screen, her own sentences stared back at her. The dress looks cheap and boring. She isn't photogenic. Crop her out if she ruins the aesthetic. Send raw files to me, not her. At the bottom was her name. And Leo's reply. And the date. The bridesmaids watched quietly. Zara's hand tightened around my arm. Tasha's face was stone. Marina snapped the tablet shut like it had burned her. She looked up at Ari, then at me. "Nina," she said, forcing a laugh that didn't sound like a laugh at all. Who showed you this?" "I'm the bride," I said softly. "Did you think I would never see what you wrote about me?" Her eyes flicked to the other women in the room, then to her almost white dress. For the first time since I'd met her, she looked small. Not powerful. Not in control. Just caught. My voice surprised me. It didn't shake. It didn't rise. It was steady. "I have seen every email you sent about me," I said. "To the photographer. To the planner. Behind my back. You called my dress cheap. You said I might ruin the photos. You tried to cut me out of my own wedding album." Marina opened her mouth. "I was stressed," she said quickly. "It's a big event. I just wanted to make things perfect for you." "Perfect for you," I corrected. "Not for me." Her eyes filled with shiny tears, but they felt like another performance. "I'm your family," she said. "I was only trying to protect the memories." "By asking him to crop me out?" Zara said sharply from behind me. The other bridesmaids glared. They had heard enough. I took a breath. "This is why I changed the contract," I said. "This is why I paid for it myself. You don't get to own my pictures. You don't get to decide what my dress looks like in them. You don't get to be the bride." Her tears finally spilled over. "You're attacking me on your wedding day," she whispered. "No," I said, soft but clear. "I'm setting a boundary. For the first time." The door opened again. Leo stepped into the room, straightening his tie, smiling. The smile faded when he saw our faces. "What's going on?" he asked. I picked up the tablet from the table and handed it to him. "Read it," I said. He glanced at Marina, then at me, then down at the screen. His eyes moved across the lines slowly. The room was so quiet I could hear the faint music from the ceremony space downstairs. He read his mother's words out loud. His voice started strong, then cracked. "The dress looks cheap, avoid unflattering angles. Crop her out if she ruins the aesthetic." He swallowed, then read his own reply. "She's just stubborn, Mom, but you're right about the dress." His hand dropped to his side, tablet hanging loosely. He looked at me, and something in his face broke. "Nina," he whispered. "I'm so sorry." Marina reached toward him. "Leo, don't let her twist this. I was just..." He stepped back. For once, he didn't rush to soften anything. "You will not disrespect my wife today," he said quietly, voice shaking. "Or ever again. Wife. Not bride. Not girl." For the first time, I believed him. Marina's face crumpled. She covered it with her hands and let out a choked sob. "I'm being humiliated on my son's wedding day," she cried. "After everything I've done." No one moved to comfort her. Leo took a deep breath. "Mom," he said, "you did this to yourself. You tried to control everything. You hurt Nina. You lied to me by leaving things out." She shook her head, still hiding behind her fingers. "You're choosing her over me." "I'm choosing my wife," he said. "That was always supposed to happen." I stepped forward. My dress swished softly on the carpet. I don't hate you, I said. But I will not shrink so you can feel bigger. You're welcome to stay. You're welcome to be in our photos. But you follow our rules. I looked at her gown. No more white dresses. No more secret emails. No more going behind my back. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then, slowly, Marina lowered her hands. Her mascara was smudged. She sniffed and reached into her clutch, pulling out a light shawl. Without a word, she wrapped it around her shoulders, covering most of the whitest part of her dress. It wasn't an apology, but it was something. Weeks after the wedding, when life finally settled down, an email from Ari popped up in my inbox. Your photos are ready. My heart leapt. I called Leo into the room, and we opened the link together. Image after image filled the screen. There I was, in my not bridal enough satin dress, glowing in natural light. My dad wiping his eyes when he saw me. Tasha laughing so hard her head was thrown back. Zara spinning my little cousin on the dance floor. Leo looking at me like I was the only person in the room. In some shots, you could see Marina in the background, her shawl draped over her almost white gown. She looked normal, like any other guest. Never once the center of the frame. The album felt warm and real. Exactly what I had wanted. At the end, there was a short message from Ari to the group. Thank you for trusting me with your day. Special thanks to the bride for her strong sense of self and clear vision. It made the story of this wedding very easy to tell. I smiled. With one click, I forwarded the gallery and his message to the family group chat. No extra words. No commentary. A few minutes later, I saw the read marks appear, one by one. For the first time, it was clear to everyone whose vision had defined the day. And it wasn't Marina's. It was mine.